guys, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to my next video. I'm going to be showing you how to make a healthy, delicious, nutritious Thanksgiving. I had the amazing pleasure of making Thanksgiving dinner, an early Thanksgiving dinner, for my best friend and her family, and so I'm so excited to share it with you guys. So, maybe you don't want to make an entire Thanksgiving dinner. Maybe you're just bringing one dish to the family for dinner. Before you go to the grocery store, I want you to watch this video. Maybe just pick one of the three dishes. We're going to be making a turkey breast. You got to have turkey. So we're going to be making a turkey, string bean dish, and a yams and carrot roast. It's delicious, and everything is nutritious, and everything is easy. So before you go to the store, I want you to watch this video. All right, so let's make our turkey. So I have a 2 to 3 pound turkey breast. Skin is on, no bone. I'm actually going to cook it in my crock pot. I don't know if you all have ever made a turkey in a crock pot, but what I love about it is you can basically throw it in there and not think about it again until the time is up. It's not like cooking it in the oven where you have to constantly check on it and babysit that thing and kind of make sure it stays juicy. The crock pot is going to take care of that for us. What we're going to do is start by making a rub. And so I'm just going to go over the seasonings that we're going to use, and we'll mix them all together in a bowl, and then we'll rub that on the turkey. So we are going to combine 1 teaspoon of onion, a half a teaspoon of garlic powder, 1 teaspoon of seasoned salt, 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika. Mine's getting a little stuck to the bottom of the glass from the moisture. And then I've combined a half a teaspoon of parsley flakes and a half a teaspoon of basil. So we'll go ahead and mix that all together. It's going to add so much flavor, these seasonings together, I promise you. I'm going to just season mine with some coarse black pepper after I already have my rub on. But we're just going to combine these seasonings just like so. It's going to make a beautiful rub. So I've got I think mine is about a 2.5 pound turkey breast. I've got some olive oil that I'm just going to rub in there. This is what's going to help prevent our turkey breast from drying out. So this is going to feed a family of 4. So we'll rub that in all sides, all corners. And now I'm literally just going to take my paste, my rub, and just rub it in. All corners, all sides. I'm just kind of spooning it, rubbing it, and flipping it around. And it's already taking on such a beautiful color. This is going to be delicious. I can't wait for you guys to make it and smell it in your crock pot. And the crock pot's also going to produce a lot of juices that you could use if you wanted to make a gravy. You could even freeze the broth and use it later for soups. So I'm just rubbing it in. I'm making sure that all the corners, all the sides, every corner of this turkey breast is covered in seasoning. Okay, so let's get our crock pot ready. I've got some beautifully sliced sweet onions. I'm just going to line basically the entire floor of the crock pot with these. You see I sliced them pretty wide. I've got some garlic cloves. They're whole. All I did was peel the outside shell. So I've got about 6 of those that I've placed. I'm going to take some sliced lemons and place those at the bottom. Got some fresh rosemary. Look how beautiful it is. It smells amazing. That's going to go at the bottom too. And then I also have some thyme. So that's going to go at the bottom as well. It's going to create some beautiful flavors. Amazing juice. I'm telling you, the juice from this turkey is going to be fantastic. Now I've got my big, large turkey breast, and I'm just going to set that right in the center, and it's going to be all set to go. All right, so that's it, and we're just going to set our crock pot. I'm going to do 2 hours. I'm going to cook mine on low. You could probably get away with doing high and for 90 minutes, but I just like it to cook slower and lower. If you have time, it just creates more juices, I find that way. Next dish, this is our sweet potato and tri-carrot blend. What I love about this is that we're going to use 3 different color carrots, yellow carrots, purple carrots, and of course orange carrots. Different colors, different nutrient profiles, different flavors, different textures. And if anybody knows me, you know I'm all about these textures. So I'm going to start with a roasting pan. You can use a baking sheet if you like as well. And I'm just going to put my 2 sweet potatoes that I've cut into, I try to cut them into equal quarters. The more equally you cut them, the more easily they cook. And then I've just sliced my carrots, and so I'm going to combine all of those. So that was 2 yams, and that was about 4 carrots. I've got some onions that I've sliced that were left over from our turkey. And then, of course, we're going to use some olive oil to make sure nothing dries out. We're going to keep the seasoning so simple. I promise if you season it with just these 3 seasonings, it's going to be so much flavor. So I have some coarse sea salt. You guys know I like my coarse seasonings. I've got some cayenne pepper. This is going to add a little bit of a kick. So maybe if you're not a spicy person, then you want to either go low or maybe eliminate this. And then, of course, some black pepper. And I know what you're thinking, that's it. But really, I promise you, it's going to create so much flavor with just these 3 seasonings. Those are done. And now I'm just going to mix it all together. And you have to mix it with your hands because it just doesn't taste the same. And that's beautiful. It's going to go in the oven just like this at 450 degrees for about 30 minutes. Last dish, and probably the simplest, is going to be our string beans. Now, with Thanksgiving, I think a lot of people think of like a string bean casserole, which are very savory, very tasty. You know, the issue is anything that's kind of creamy, you can pretty much assume that it has a lot of calories and saturated fat unless it's using yogurt or something alternative like that. So I wanted to just still utilize string beans, which we think of as like a Thanksgiving or a Christmas vegetable, but just make it in a different way. And I've made these. My family enjoys them. My husband likes them, so I think you all will too. And it's very simple. It takes less than half the time that a casserole would. So I've got my nice hot pan. I've added some olive oil and some diced onions. I have 3 minced garlic cloves that I've cut up. So I'm just going to saute these until they become translucent. That's when you know that your mixture is ready. It also becomes super fragrant. You could do some crushed red pepper here as well. I tend to save my crushed red pepper to the end to garnish it with. Super fragrant. And again, with these string beans, these are French string beans, so they're the skinny long ones. I cut the ends of both of them off to kind of get that rough, kind of chewy part at the end. So once my onions are nice and translucent, you want to make sure you continue to stir because you don't want your garlic to burn. Once your garlic burns, it's basically over. It's just kind of hard to fix that burnt garlic flavor. So I've just got my string beans here. I've washed them. Again, I cut both ends off. And this is going to be a lot of food. It's going to feed a family of 4, and there will definitely be leftovers. I'm going to keep it simple again with my seasonings. Again, coarse sea salt and some black pepper. And I'm going to saute these until they get nice and kind of a darker green on all sides. And then I'll just add some chicken broth to them and then put the lid on and allow those to steam for 15 minutes. All right, dinner's ready. We've got our baked bread, our stir-fry string beans with almonds. Got to pair it with the pumpkin smoothie. We've got our slow-cooked turkey breast. Look at these beautiful flavors and those colors. And then we have our sweet potatoes and tri-carrot blend. And then some of Mom's lemon blueberry cake for dessert. So I hope you enjoyed our Thanksgiving healthy, delicious, nutritious meal. I hope that you are inspired to make at least one of these dishes. I know your family's gonna love them. Be sure that you like this video. Please be sure to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Listen, tell your family, tell your friends. This is where you can get useful information that you can apply every day to be healthier so that you can be the best you. I enjoyed embarking on this journey with you guys. See you soon.